Hey mom and dad, friends, haters, and anybody else watching this video. Let's talk about Miami, y'all. Miami was weeks ago, okay? We are in November now. I do have a bunch of unseen content, if you will, and so I figured let's make a video out of it. This video is made up of a bunch of like little videos that I took while I was in Miami. So we're gonna be going back and forth with the timeline. Some things are gonna be from the past in Miami, and then some things are gonna be in real time. I'm just gonna further explain so that you fully grasp what was happening. But I do want to preface this video by saying this is not an attack on people of Miami. Although we did just pass election day, this might be an attack on people from Miami, but y'all know who you are. We're truly just talking about like our personal experience of like things that happened while we were there. Let's get on with it. First, I want to start off with my Uber pickup situation. This is not like a uncommon experience or like a specific to Miami experience. I just wanted to tell it because it adds to the plot. Like I want to explain from the beginning how my Miami trip began. I went to Miami, flew in by myself. My friend from Chicago also came in, but we obviously were not on the same flight. So I'm at the airport. I go to my Uber pickup location. It's raining. I'm used to getting Ubers immediately, like in the city. When I say the city, I'm referring to New York. If you call an Uber, that shit is there immediately. I've never had to wait for an Uber. And I even do wait and saves where the idea is that if you wait longer, they'll charge you less. I do wait and saves all the time and they never make me wait longer. They're always immediate. So that is my privileged false ass.
Yeah, hi. I said my privileged false ass. I meant to say my privileged ass's fault. Okay.
For assuming that if I called an Uber in Miami, it would be immediate. It was definitely not immediate. So I wait for my Uber to come pick me up. He's taking his time and it's raining. Also, my flight was full of Swifties. The Uber pickup area was also full of Swifties. So I'm like, cool, we're like probably going to the same place or whatever. I'm like following the app and I see that finally he's coming. And it's like, at this point, I've probably been waiting for like 15 minutes. And prior to like waiting for the Uber, I also had to find the Uber shuttle location, which when you're tired and you're in a city you don't know and you have luggage, like it's exhausting. But besides the point, like that's not what we're here to complain about. That's not a big deal at all. So anyway, it shows that he's like getting close and then randomly it just adds on another like 10 minutes and I'm like, well, so I wait another 10 minutes and I see his little thing and I look, I kind of see like what looks like his car. It's kind of too far to like read the license plate and see if it's him, but I'm like, it has to be his car because it was blue and I was like, what other car is blue? And it was literally passing by me. So I'm like, okay, clearly he's not going to stop in the Uber pickup area. The Uber pickup in the Miami airport, well, I think technically is the Fort Lauderdale airport. You have to like turn into the Uber shuttle to pick up and he was like passing by the Uber shuttle pickup. Uber shuttle? Why do I keep saying that? He was passing by the Uber pickup area instead of turning in where I was. So I see his car and I just start running after the car because I'm like, I'm not missing this Uber again. Like it's fucking raining outside. At this point, it was like midnight. I was exhausted. I just wanted to get to my hotel. Chase after the car. The license plate matches. The car matches. I'm like, cool, that is him. He stops the car. I get in. He's real cool. He's from Puerto Rico. And I'm talking about how he's from Puerto Rico, why he moved to Miami. He actually lived in the city first and then moved to Miami, blah 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 blah. Just a bunch of small talk, you know, getting to know my Uber driver or whatever. We're like driving down the street and it looks like a nice area to like stay, like a nice area to have a hotel. It's just like a strip of like restaurants and stuff. He turns down this one street. It's pitch black. There is not a light in sight. And I was like, well, that's bizarre. That's real bizarre. And then he makes another turn and it's the same thing, just darkness. And it looks like this rundown area. Like it looked so sketchy. I feel like you had to just be there to know the vibe. Like it did not feel right. It was in the middle of the night, no street lights at all. He turns into like this parking lot and he's like, is this it? And I'm like, this cannot be it. This look like you go there if you got nowhere else to go. Like they should change it to the last resort because who the hell is booking here? I said this could not have been what I booked. So he's like, I don't want to leave you here if this isn't like where you're supposed to be. I got the vibe from him that he was like, I don't know, girl, like I don't know that you should be staying here. There's not a sign saying the hotel's name. Please God, don't let this be what I booked. On the building it had a number which was the address of the hotel. So I'm like, shit, this is the place. So I'm like, yeah, this is it. Like it's fine, I guess. Like what was he gonna do about it? He wasn't gonna just sit there with me while I found somewhere to go. And I also still didn't know him that well. I didn't want him to know that like I was looking for somewhere else hotels to stay. This place literally doesn't have like a lobby. It has a front desk that is a drive-through window. Yeah, like you don't even go inside. It's a drive-through window. You walk up to it, you're still outside, and it's dark outside. What?
Sorry, I just wanted to say it was very much given that one episode of SpongeBob where he can't catch the bus, and no matter what he tries to do, the bus just leaves. So he has to go to that little booth to like get a ticket, and the line is like dummy long, and then he still can't catch the bus. That little like window that he goes to, that is what that's what it was given. Yeah.
The original idea was that we were gonna stay at a cheaper hotel the first 2 nights because I was going to the show. So this was like a closer hotel. We were like, it's fine, the hotel is fine, looks good. And then we'll go to like a nice hotel after the fact. We were scheduled to be at this hotel for 2 nights. I said, you lucky if you get me for 1 night. So I go to the window, she's asking me for my card to put down the deposit. I'm like, if I check in right now, are you guys going to give me a refund if I leave early? Because I'm only gonna stay here for 1 night. Like I'm literally just sleeping here tonight and then I'm leaving tomorrow. She was like, it depends on like the third party that you booked with. So I booked with hotels.com. So she's saying you have to call hotels.com and they can issue you or not issue you the refund. I said, hotels is gonna give me a refund. Like I'll explain the situation. There's no way they're gonna fight with me on a refund for 1 night. So I said, okay, I needed somewhere to sleep. At this point, I'm standing outside in the middle of the night. There was like a man there too. Like he wasn't with me, but I saw him when we were pulling in, like outside his balcony on like the first floor. And he was kind of just watching the car. Like it just did not feel right at all. So I'm like, yeah, let me just get the fuck inside because this ain't right. So I give her the card, put down the deposit, and she explains to me how to get like into the hotel. You have to go like through another side of the building. So you're walking outside by yourself in the dark to get to your hotel, like to get to your room. It was weird as shit. So I get inside and I'm like, well, this is not secure at all. Like anyone could have snatched me up on my walk to the damn door and nobody would have known. Like I get upstairs, the hallway smell, it just feels eerie. Like I don't know if you guys have ever been in a situation where you felt like something bad is about to happen or like this is just uncomfortable, but that's how it felt. Like the hallways just felt like bad things be happening in here. It had like a moldy smell, felt super like secluded also from like civilization-ish. The room is looking like they might have just renovated it, but it doesn't feel clean. I forgot a part. Before I even give her my deposit, I'm looking online because I'm like, I need to make sure this is the right place, and all these reviews come up that I did not see when I was booking it. There's pictures of like roaches and like all sorts of creepy critters on the pillows. So nasty. The reviews were horrible. They were like, do not stay here. There's a difference between like a New York hood that you're a little bit more familiar with and then being in like a city that you've never been in. I know New York, I don't know Miami. I didn't see none of this shit when I was booking. Also, there were literally like 2-star reviews. I'm like, it seems so unlike me. I had went on back on hotels.com and it seems like hotels rating was higher than everywhere else's that had ratings of this hotel. So I texted Olivia, I'm like, this place is weird. Like we need to find a new place. Like as soon as you get here, we're booking another hotel room because this shit ain't it. At this point, it's like 1 in the morning. I immediately contact hotels.com. I couldn't find a number on my like confirmation email, but I had to do like one of those chat boxes, which is so fucking annoying. Like I'm trying to get myself to safety. So I'm explaining the situation. I'm like, I don't feel safe here. It feels dirty as hell. Like the hallway smelled like mold. The room smells like the ratings are horrible. Like this should not even be on your website if I'm being frank. He asked me, did you tell the hotel this? And I'm like, why would I tell the hotel this? Like what are they gonna do? I'm gonna be like, oh, your hallways smell, the room smells moldy, and what? They're gonna give me a new room, okay? And what about everything else? It feels unsafe. This area is pitch black dark. There are no street lights. There isn't a sign with the hotel name on it. Like what are they gonna do about that? They don't give a shit. I'm telling you, like the refund is up to them, so let me call them. I'm like, they said the refund is up to you. He's like, no, it's up to them. So he calls them allegedly, and then he texts me back, which how is is he able to call them, but you can't call me? I don't understand that at all. So he's like, yeah, I spoke to the hotel. They said that you never complained. I said, I told you that I never complained, because what am I going to tell them? I feel unsafe. And what are they gonna do? Hire a security guard to stay outside my door? Like, I'm telling you, I don't want to be here anymore, and I'm not gonna be here the second night. I will gladly pay for the first night. It's already paid for. Keep the money for the first night. I'm literally just coming here to sleep. Tomorrow morning I am leaving, and I want my money back for the next day. Also, it's not like you're losing money because nobody was trying to stay here anyway, okay? It's not like this is a booked up hotel. Like, there's a reason why this place is fucking empty. He was trying to give me like cash for hotels.com so like I could stay there again and use like hotel cash. I was like, that's not what I need. Also, you're giving me $100. I paid way more than $100 for this rusty ass, crusty ass, dusty ass room, so $100 ain't gonna cut it. Mind you, every hotel, including the one we were staying at, was surcharged because Taylor Swift was there. So we paid a hefty amount for this dusty ass, crusty ass, busted ass room. And I knew that wherever we move to next is gonna be more expensive. So you're gonna have to give me a refund for what I paid because I gotta go stay somewhere else now. Thank you very much. So he goes, I'll give you $100 USD. That's the best I can do. I said, if that's the best you can do, then I guess I have no choice. At this point, we were going back and forth for so long. So he's like, okay, confirming I'm giving you 100 cash in like hotels.com. I'm like, no, you said USD. That is US dollars. I don't want no gift card. I don't want a gift card. I want my $100 USD. And even that like isn't enough considering the situation, but whatever. He's like asking me to confirm that I'm okay with getting the gift card. And at this time, Olivia was texting me that she was downstairs, so I had to go get her. And I didn't want that girl standing outside in the dark by herself, so I had to hustle. So I went to go downstairs to get her. When I come back up, he like canceled the chat because I didn't respond fast enough. I'm like, what are you, a toxic ex? Oh, I didn't respond quick enough to you, so now you're mad and like you're hanging up. I was so irritated, and I literally was telling him, I feel like I'm being scammed and you're allowing this to happen. You're allowing this because before I put my card down, I made sure that I would be able to get a refund. She said to speak to you guys, and I was sure that you would do what was right and you would give me the refund. And here we are, you're telling me you can't give me a refund because they're saying they don't want to give me the refund. I don't buy it. My camera died. Anyway, so I spent my time trying to get our money back. Once Olivia got there, she tried getting us a hotel, and that's what these few clips are. We have arrived at our hotel, and things got real quick.
To pull it and do this other way. Alright, good night. We're moving hotels in the morning. Hey Selena, how many lights are there?
This is the one light we have. It's like we're under investigation.
There's no lights outside in the parking lot.
He said lock the door.
Nick, you're not being helpful. Stop.
My flight landed first, right? I got in my Uber. My Uber was driving me, real smooth ride. He was from Puerto Rico. I said, you got me. So my Uber pulls up somewhere. Looks like he's about to drop me off. It's pitch black darkness. I said, there's no way. This is what I booked. But he shows me the address, and it is indeed what I booked. It's like a little tiny inn. It's not a hotel. I don't know what I was looking at when I booked it. I have a feeling that I had multiple tabs open because I did indeed have multiple tabs open. And I think I was looking at the reviews for one hotel and then booked for a different hotel. So now we're at this place that is super sketchy, feels very unsafe. The hallway smells, the room smells, like everything about it is just giving like horror movie. Like, I know I like spooky season, but this is just not what I wanted, especially not before Taylor Swift. Please. We are currently trying to book another hotel. Well, Olivia is trying to book another hotel so that we could stay there tomorrow because I can't get my money back tonight and all the other hotels are like dummy expensive. So that's what we've been going through, yeah. But the good news is all we have to do is survive tonight and then we are fine because we are leaving tomorrow to go to a different hotel, and then after that we're going to another hotel so they're safer and have better reviews. I did triple check this time. And what time is it, Olivia?
2:12.
It is 2:12 in the morning. I haven't stood up this late. I ain't stood up this late since I was a youngin'. Olivia and I haven't seen each other in like well over a year. Have we talked about anything today? No, we have not. I don't know anything about her. She could have children and I would not know. We haven't talked about anything because the second I got here, I texted her and I said, we need to leave ASAP. And then she got here and she said, I could see why one would say such a thing. My issue with tomorrow was that I'm going to the show and she's not. So she would be here by herself all night, and then I would have to get home and like walk in by myself at night, and that just didn't sit right with my soul. So as long as we survive tonight, we're fine. We also have no cell service. We called both of our boyfriends. They were like, what? I can't hear you. And I said, well, this is exactly what happens in movies.
Okay, we're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. We had to have something out and adventurous.
Yeah, the room isn't horrible. Exactly. It's more so the area that we are in than the room itself. Although the reviews on the room itself was showing all sorts of critters. This is our one light. If that one light goes out, we go out. You guys didn't officially
Words. It's 2:19 in the morning.
It's 19. It's 19. Oh.
2:19.
I thought you said it's 19 in the morning. I was like, certainly. Certainly. You guys never officially met Rumi Olivia. This is Rumi Olivia from 618.
Aw,
Everyone
618.
say hi. Hi, Olivia.
It's nice to be here.
But you'll see more Olivia throughout this trip. Right about now, it's 2:20.
Yeah.
Are we old? We're also starving. There's an IHOP across the street that's 24 hours. I said I don't know that I can make it over to IHOP.
There's no
I'm
way
scared.
I would be walking to IHOP.
There's no way I'm crossing the street by myself. There is just no way. Does this not look like an interrogation room?
And there's no lights outside.
So at this point, Olivia was able to use her points to get a free room at the Marriott. I don't know if you say Marriott or Marriott. Like, I've always said Marriott, but she says Marriott. I don't know what it is. Literally, who cares? Anyway, we were trying to stick it out for the night because it was only just a couple nights. It was so sketchy and eerie. We felt uneasy, so we were like, let's see if the Marriott will take us early.
Anything else I can help you with?
Yes, can I speak to a representative?
We're trying to see if they will take us as early as 3 in the morning. Consider the door booby trapped. The only issue is we also have that. Good night. We survived the night. I slept 3 broken hours. It is 8 in the morning and we can't check in until 3 p.m. to the other hotel. So we're gonna hopefully drop off our stuff and then just explore the day until my show. Surviving the Eras tour on no sleep is a crime. The bags under my eyes are screaming for help. You guys, we made it out. We survived the night, and the Marriott let us check in early, so we have our nice little hotel. Let me show you.
Okay.
Look at that. Me and Olivia are gonna cuddle tonight, and honestly, it's better that way.
I was scared not cuddling last night.
I kind of wanted to cuddle last night, but this hotel is so much nicer. It smells so much better. We're right by the pool. Beautiful.
Closes at sunset.
Closes at sunset. There is a bus to take me to the concert and back. There's a whole friendship bracelet making section downstairs. Like this hotel is like full of Swifties right now. That's what he said yesterday.
Honestly.
And I felt like my first red flag yesterday was when I got in the Uber and no other Swiftie went to the same location as I did. I said, this is not right. But now I know where everybody else went. I don't know where this hotel was during my search. Maybe I saw the price and said absolutely not. But look at how cute.
Oh my gosh.
And it smells good. Look at that on a rooftop. And I don't trust hotels.com. They are playing too many games. While Olivia was doing her thing with trying to find this hotel, I was doing my thing with trying to get our money back for the other hotel. And hotels.com was trying to tell me that I couldn't get my money back because that is the hotel's policy. Not the company, but the hotel itself. That is their policy that I can't get my money back. But then I spoke to the hotel today and they said that's not true.
The hotels is lying to
I think
you.
so. I think they want to tussle. I'm gonna put in work on Thursday to get our money back. We have arrived at our 3rd hotel room of this trip. It is the 3rd day of being here, and this is the 3rd hotel we've been in. A bitch is tired. We have been like just nonstop go, 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 go. When I tell you, I have been tired since the day I got here. Miami is weird. Miami is weird. But I just wanted to come in here and tell you guys that we did get to our hotel, the 3rd hotel. Also, a very nice hotel. I did great with booking this one. I don't know what happened with the first one, but at least we had 2 good hotel rooms out of the 3 that we have been at. I'm just like so low energy today. We went to like this mall-ish thing. We've really just been doing a lot of like walking, which it doesn't help how tired I am, but I also enjoy walks. I just feel like there's not much to do in Miami if you're not like a drinker, partier, clubber goer, and we are not those things. So I don't know that I'm gonna be coming back to Miami. Luckily, we planned for tomorrow to be like a very low-key trip. Like originally we had planned to go to the beach, but Olivia might be working, so she doesn't think she can go to the beach. I was gonna gonna go by myself. But one, Miami has been sketching me out, I will not lie. And two, I'm actually so tired that even going to the beach doesn't sound fun. There is a pool at our building, so I think I'm literally gonna spend the whole day at the pool. I'm gonna nap there, I'm gonna read there, I'm gonna live my best life and just chill out. And then maybe later in the day we'll go to South Beach. I feel like that's where Miami peaks, you know, is like with the beaches. So to like come to Miami and not go to beaches and say you don't really like Miami, it's like, well, you didn't do the main excursion. So I get it. I just will say we have only been here for 3 days, really only like 2 full days and barely that. And I have some thoughts and feelings and concerns, but I think I'm gonna talk about the weirdness when Olivia gets out the shower. See you soon. Also, look at our hotel room. Look at how much nicer it is than the other one. We actually have more than just one light. They even have my name on the TV. Look at me being greeted. Just like the old days. I don't know if they can see you. I can't tell. We are in our cozies. We're trying to watch a movie, but Tubi's not working. We're trying to watch Pray for the Bride. Pray as in P-R-E-Y. We figured it was very fitting because about like a bachelorette trip, like a horror movie based around a bachelorette trip, and we are 2 girlies on a trip together. Honestly, pray for us because we have had quite the experience here in Miami.
Won't be coming back.
Yeah, I don't think I'm coming back to the state. Honestly,
The state.
the
state itself
the
is
state of
canceled.
Florida, I think I might be done with. No, actually, like Siesta Key was nice. Orlando, I went there when I was like 4. You know, it was pretty cool. Miami?
Orlando, girl. Orlando, the only thing to do in Orlando is Disneyland.
Yeah, the parks. That's what I'm going. Well, I'm going for.
Oh, that's
support,
right. Your
but-
brother's running. I was like, where
Yeah.
are you going?
All right, this is ridiculous.
If we do Miami again, we need to be on the beach and never leave the beach.
Yeah, and if that's all Miami's good for is the beaches, then I got bad news, friends. There's a lot of states with beaches. California would never treat me like this. Should we explain to them?
Forget the horror film.
Who needs a horror movie when you're here in Miami? Since Tubi isn't working anyway, we might as well talk. It's crooked, but you know what? This is authentic. I have a bone to pick with you. Number 1, why do all of your Ubers cancel? Every single Uber I have called cancels, and then I have to get a new Uber. What is up with that, Miami? 2, place is weird. This place is weird. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I don't really remember exactly what I explained about the first hotel room because we were in the thick of it and we were unwell.
I forgot we recorded.
All I need to say is we made the right decision because there was a man walking around barefoot inside and outside. And when I saw that, I said I saw what I needed to see. We had a crazy Uber experience coming back to this hotel. My life flashed before my eyes. I really didn't think I was gonna be here to close out this vlog. That's how scary it was. Let me tell
We
you.
will not be taking any more Ubers.
I think I might be walking from now on. I think I might walk 3 hours to get somewhere as opposed to taking an Uber because I have had it. We had called an Uber. Of course, he canceled and I had to get a new Uber. And then when this Uber showed up,
This wasn't even Uber. This was Lyft.
oh my gosh, yeah. So you know what? I'm sorry, Uber. I apologize. Lyft, you're canceled. You're done for. It's actually both because Uber keeps canceling too. So
Yeah,
Uber and
Uber
Lyft.
is canceling,
It's
yes.
just in general, you guys keep canceling. What's up with that?
This driver, though, specifically, was
Yeah.
Lyft. And I feel like we need to just let that be known.
Yeah. The Lyft shows up. For anybody who knows, you're supposed to match car and the driver's license on the app. Car and the driver's license that is there in person.
Not driver's license. Driver's license.
Oh, not the driver's
The
license.
license plate.
Oh, scratch that. What happened was, I'm looking for the license plate number and I can't see the license plate number. So we see a car that's gray. It looks like it could be our Uber, but the license plate doesn't match. So we're like, obviously that's not our Uber. He just has the same car. So we're waiting. He starts the timer. So we're like, shit, we have to find this Uber before time is up. If you don't get to your Uber in time, like you get charged for it. So I started texting him. He wasn't responding. I called him. It would ring once and then he would like decline the call. So I was like, what the shit, man? So we finally go up to the car. It is blacked out windows, so you can't even see the dryer. The dryer. I'm stressed. You can't even
Could not see the driver.
You can't see the driver
Couldn't
because
see anything inside
no,
the car.
it's just blacked out windows. So the license plate doesn't match and the windows are blacked out, so you can't see who's in the car. He like rolls down the window and starts honking, but he rolls it down like halfway, so I can't even see his face. But he starts honking, so I'm like, I think this is him. So we go to the car. I'm like, who are you picking up? And he says my name. I'm like, cool. Your license plate does not match the app. And he was like, what? So then I show him the app, and I'm like, your license plate does not match the app. And he was like, oh yeah, I have to fix that. Don't
Red
you
flag-
think?
red flag
What did you
number
think?
one.
That was red flag number 1.
And honestly, that should have
And
been our only red flag.
Honestly, that should have been enough for us to not get in the Uber.
Correct.
I didn't want to lose my $12. The picture at least matched matches, and he knew my name. Sounds fine to me.
The car make and model was correct.
Yes. Everything was correct except the license plate number. However, I keep hearing like all over the interweb that you should not get into an Uber if the license plate does not match. So whatever, we get in the car. What was holding me all together was that he had the window open. Like my window was open. And I didn't open it myself. So I said, you know what? If he's willingly leaving my window open, things are fine. The point of having blacked out windows if you're gonna have the window open. I'm literally looking out the window, just talking myself into thinking like, it's fine that the license plate doesn't match. It's okay. And as I'm looking out the window, which I'm not really looking out the window because the window is down, as I'm looking out the hole of the window, he raises the window, he closes the window, and he locks the door.
Well, the door was already locked, but he sat there like continuously pushing the button.
He hit the lock button like to make sure that the lock button, that the doors were locked. Yeah, like he re-locked it after he raised the window. We looked at each other so fast.
I have never put an address into my phone so quickly. I was following our car, just making sure it was going to the right way.
Immediately, like, I shared all of the information with my boyfriend. I didn't even give him details of the situation because time was of the essence, people. I had to get my information out and I had to get it out quick. So I said, what is important? He needs to know where we're supposed to be going. He needs to know the driver's name. He needs to know the Uber, like, screenshot. Well, it wasn't Uber. I'm sorry, Uber. Lyft. So I didn't give him any details of, like, why I was sending him everything. But I'm like, if you don't hear from me in 10 minutes, something is wrong. Track my ride for the next 10 minutes, and if I'm not at the hotel, I don't have to say anything else. You know the rest. All right? It was so sketchy, and we were literally, like, both of us on our phones, like, tracking the ride to make sure he wasn't making any funky turns.
Yeah.
My phone was dying. Yeah. Just like a movie. Like, of all places, Miami is what's gonna take me out. I said, God, please. I was just so sketched out that at some point, he was gonna be like, okay, now give me your phone. And we were gonna be fucked. So I said, as long as Logan has every bit of information that he possibly could have, we will be found. Hopefully alive and well. I've had about enough. Yeah, I feel like I've seen what I've needed to see. Miami 3, us 0. Honestly, me 1 because I went to Taylor
the food's
Swift.
been good. Like, there's definitely been more positives than negatives, but the negatives have been so
Oh yeah,
dramatic.
overall this has been a good trip.
Overall.
Despite what we're saying right now.
But the negatives have been such bad negatives that I'm like, I just need to go home.
It's just like...
I need to go, like, Chicago in my mind is safer.
Yeah. Why be unsafe in Miami when I could be unsafe in New York? That's how I feel.
Such a wild. Not like be safe somewhere. No, I would rather be
No,
unsafe.
because I feel like we can't be safe anywhere. Girls are just never safe. Like, being a woman,
We're always on
you're
edge.
just never safe. Which brings me to our other Uber.
Oh, I
Like,
forgot about the other
You
Uber.
literally, like, can't be nice for free. Like, everything comes at a price, including being polite to someone. But we were in our Uber, and he wasn't talking to us at all, which is fine. I like silent Ubers usually when they allow you to, like,
Be
give
silent.
input. Like, on if you want a quiet Uber, I usually select yes. Like, we don't need to speak at all. At all. We can sit here in silence. I don't care if it's a 2-hour ride. We don't have to talk. I'm not really looking for conversation. I'm not looking for a friend. I'm looking for a driver. So the Uber wasn't talking, and which was fine. Me and Olivia were talking, and I saw what appeared to be a mountain in the middle of Miami, and I said...
It was construction rock.
Yeah, it was like dirt or something. It looked like a boulder.
She goes, oh, look. Oh, is that a mountain?
No, I was like, why is there a mountain in the middle of Miami? Because
Mind
there was
you,
just palm trees everywhere. I was like, how did that get there?
It in no way, shape, or form looked like a mountain.
It looked just like a mountain.
It
Don't
no-
lie.
It in no
looked
way,
just
shape, or
like
form
a mountain.
Did that look like
It
a
looked
mountain?
like a giant rock in the middle
No.
of the palm trees. Yes, it did. I will die on this hill.
It was a pile of gravel.
It just looked like mountain.
She's been so tired that in her mind, she saw a mountain.
I definitely saw a mountain
She
in the
made
middle
a
of
mountain
Miami.
out of a molehill.
In
let me tell
in the middle of the palm trees. I said, there's a big mountain. That's funny. And so the Uber driver started laughing. I get it. It was funny. Haha. And so then he, like, starts talking to us like, oh, are you from the US? And we're like, yeah. Where are you from? He's from Cuba. We're like, oh, that's cool. How long have you lived here? Like, we're just having small talk. He was cool. It was like normal conversation. And then we get out the Uber and Olivia goes to walk away, like, in front of me. And then he turns to me and he's like, I can give you my number if you, like, need anything. I said thank you, and I left. I literally crossed the street. It was like silent. Like, I said thank you and walked away, and he didn't say anything. And then when I got to the other side of the street, he's like, have a nice day. I was gonna have a nice day regardless. I would have had a better day actually.
Yeah,
if you
not
just said
said
nothing to me.
anything.
It's like, why can't we just have small talk and let it just be small talk. Literally, I have nothing to say. Like, I have no words. But this is what I mean, where it's like, just being a girl, you're just not safe, because it's like, who knows how he could have reacted to that.
No, it was like, it's not like he was a younger man anymore.
Yeah, like, he looked older.
He looked old.
And I feel like I look younger than my age. So unless he just aged like a fucking banana, and maybe he is like our age and he just looks super old.
There's no way he was our
But
age.
he didn't look super old, but he looked like much older.
Definitely like in his
than us.
late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah, I look like I'm in my early teens. So that math just...
My late teens, early 20s.
Yes. Whenever a guy who I can tell, like, you're in your, like, mid to late 30s starts flirting, I'm like, you're weird, because I look like I'm 12 and I know it. So, like, in your mind, like, how old do you think I am to be talking to me like that? To be talking to me, period. Don't talk to me. Oh, my gosh.
So, hindsight being 2020, we've learned that we no longer will be speaking in Ubers.
My number one lesson is to always spend a lot of money on your hotel. My takeaway from this is, like, don't skimp out on the hotel. My number 2 lesson is do not get in an Uber where, like, the license plate doesn't match.
Yeah, because next time we might not make it.
Yeah, I feel like I honestly feel like God
Really
gave me
was
a
watching
lesson.
out for
God
us.
literally was like, this is what it would feel like. Because the panic, the second that door locked, I was like, oh my, like, not us. Please, God. I was like, please, God, not us.
I had never put in an address into Google Maps.
Yeah, so I feel like that was God's way of being like, you knew it was weird when you got in and you did it anyway, and, like, now look, don't do it again, because you might have a different outcome. And you know what, God? I heard you loud and clear. I will not get an Uber whose license plate does not match the app. Oh, and my third one, I guess, is that I don't really need to, like, be back here. It's just not somewhere where I feel like, oh, I need to come back. Like, I've been to, like, Siesta Key when I went there. I was like, oh, this would be a nice place to, like, come back to. Miami, it's like, I don't see a future for myself here.
It's also, like, hot and humid. It's just a lot of buildings. Like, the food is good.
Dot. The food is good.
Unless you have, like, a boat. Like, maybe if I was, like, on the beach 24/7.
I think the issue is that Miami's peak are the beaches, and we haven't gone to the beaches. So that's all. Good night.
Good night. Now we can, like, decompress.
Yeah.
And on our final day, I'm spending it roasting. Olivia is working and I have off, so I've literally just been in the sun for hours. But it feels really nice. Vitamin D really does something for me. I do love the fall, but I also love the summer. And I kind of fuck with winter and spring, you know? I just be loving life is what it is. That's what this boils down to. I'm excited to spend one last day in the sun and then get back to my fall vibes. Despite the weirdness that we have experienced, I've had a fun trip. Our plans for tonight, when Olivia gets off of work, I think we're gonna go to the beach. We're gonna go to the beach at night to watch the sunset. We got some dinner plans and kind of just gonna walk around a little bit. Did enough walking. I have done enough walking between the actual concert and now. There's a solid chance that I'm about 30 shades darker than I was when I arrived here. And that's okay. I like being tan. I feel like I've gotten lighter with age. I don't know if that's normal. I also don't know if you could actually hear me because I think there's a plane going by. I feel like I was darker as a child and then I got lighter with age. I don't really know what happened. So I like when I get a tan, it reminds me of being a child. That's all. Yeah, I got a bit of a tan.
I have since arrived home, safe and sound. Luckily, my Uber getting back home was fine. I had no mishaps with my flight or anything. I made sure to call hotels as soon as I got back, and I was like, look, this is the situation, and I explained it to them. I actually did find a phone number, so I was able to call. And I told them, like, I spoke to the lady at the front desk, and she told me that that is not true about you not being able to give me my money back. She said it's up to you guys. If you could give me my money back, if it were up to them, they would give me the money back because they didn't even stay there. Long story short, he gave us our money back for that one night. Thank goodness. So what we learned from this trip, we learned to never get into an Uber or any pickup service car whose license plate does not match the car. There is a reason why they give you a full description of the person, the license plate, the make and model of the car, the color. It's to use it for your safety. So use it for your safety. At that time, it wasn't so much about money because it was literally like $12. Like, I could have eaten $12. It was mostly the fact that we were so tired, and I feel like in that moment, we were both like vulnerable. We're so tired and we're waiting for an Uber. The Uber's Ubers are canceling. This one finally comes to pick us up. Now we have this license plate issue. It was also raining, so at this point we're like, we just take us home. Like, we're not even that far from the hotel. Like, we'll just get in the Uber, like, whatever. And I think that predators like prey on that. They want you to be vulnerable. They want to catch you in a state where you're gonna make a stupid decision to make their job easier. Not that this guy was a perpetrator or anything, because obviously he didn't do anything wrong to us, but I feel like if you're an Uber driver, your car shouldn't even be allowed to be tinted. For anyone who like doesn't take these car services, if you don't take the ride, like if your Uber comes and you don't get in the car, you still have to pay, I think, for half of it or whatever. So what, I would have eaten like $6 maybe, and if they charged me the full amount, $12, like, big whoop. I also feel like if I would have called Lyft and complained and been like, his license plate didn't match, so I wasn't getting in the car, I don't think they would have fought me on it. Again, it was $12. They would have given me the money back. So it wasn't about the money. In the moment, of course, it's like, it's raining, it's hot, we're tired as hell, my feet hurt. We haven't even checked into the hotel and it's like 8 p.m, 9 p.m, however late it was, and I paid $12 for this. Like, it was just the cherry on top. Use the safety features on your Lyft and Uber. You could also add safety features. I have the one where like you have to give them a code. I had heard from a friend who heard from a TikTok that a lot of times around like the Miami airport, Ubers will confirm that they're picking up so that they can like see who the person is, and then if they don't want that person, they don't pick them up. And that is why a lot of Ubers in Miami will cancel rides for trafficking purposes. They do that. Of course, I don't know how true that is, but it does make a lot of sense. And I do know that like trafficking is definitely a thing. Trafficking is a thing across the country, across the world. But yeah, I have heard before on multiple occasions that Miami is like. Anyway, lesson number 2 is to invest on a good hotel. Like, now, I do want to say, in our defense, it's not like we paid $60 for this hotel. We paid a good amount of money. I did look at the reviews. The room itself looked fine. I didn't see any of the pictures that I saw the day of. Again, don't know how I missed it. So, in our minds, it wasn't like, oh, we're saving so much money. It's just like, it's close to the stadium. And that's what was important to me, was that we were close to the stadium, because I was going to be by myself. I did not want to go somewhere that was like an hour from the stadium, or even like 30 minutes from the stadium felt like a long time when I'm by myself. And at the time, I thought I was gonna have to Uber back home. I needed to just be at least close to the stadium, and that was more of the reason why we picked that hotel. Double check, triple check your work. Don't just look at the site that you're booking through for reviews. Outsource and look at other websites for reviews, because who knows, maybe Hotels was only sharing like the not that bad reviews, because the things that I was seeing with the bugs and all that, I don't think that was even on Hotels' website. I will say, anytime I book something and people are with me, whether it's like a friend or Logan even, I send it to my friend, I send it to Logan, and I'm like, make sure you're okay with this. But now I know, triple check your work, because obviously there's something we both missed. I wanted to close this video on a good note, because really we're just talking about all the like shitty things that Miami was. However, we did still have a good time despite all the craziness. If you watched my previous 2 Miami-ish videos, I went to the Eras tour. I talked a lot about it. Literally have like an hour's worth of content between the story time and the vlog. Most of the goodness you can watch in those videos. Outside of the Eras tour, we still had a great time. I did love the food that we ate. I would give you the places we went to, but I don't even remember, but I do have pictures of it. I had some bomb ass mac and cheese and fried chicken. I had a cubano with tostones. I had tacos and guac and chips. I had some good eats over there in Miami. Having a nice little pool day was also very relaxing. I feel like that's what I needed on the last day, to just decompress, get myself a nice tan, take a little relaxation moment before the next day where we both have to wake up early and like catch a flight. I recommend always doing that. Always give yourself, like if you're going on vacation, always give yourself at least one day to just chill out, like a pool day, a beach day, a nap day if you're going somewhere cold. Also, we went to like the cusp of like Miami Beach and South Beach, so can't fully tell you where we were. We were kind of at in the middle of both-ish, whatever. But that was also like really fun. We went to watch the sunset. It was like such a wholesome moment. Mother Nature doing her thing.
Look at Mother Nature.
Look at all the seagulls.
Look at Mother Nature.
It's beginning 1989
Look,
album cover.
That seagull is really close to your side.
He's fighting the wind.
I feel like I'm on set for the 1989 cover.
The beach was so pretty. The water was so pretty. But because we went at sunset, we couldn't go in. Like, it was not the weather for that. Nor did we even want to. At that point, I wasn't trying to get myself all wet and sandy and dirty and whatnot. But we did at least sit on the beach for a little bit, watch the sunset, chatted a little bit. It was a nice moment. And then the obvious, I got to see my old roommate, who we have not seen each other in, I think it was more like 2 years. And honestly, I feel like all of the weird shit that happened added to the plot. What story would I have to tell if everything just went perfectly, you know? I feel like this video is already pretty long, so I'm just gonna end it here before I keep yapping away and make it 50 minutes longer than it needs to be. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all the damn things, and I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye.
Tell me, have you seen her? Let me wrap my weave up. I'm the trap Selena, dame más gasolina.